Yes, we are going to disassemble the Dell Optiplex 7080. So we begin by disconnecting all cables and the power supply from my system unit, and then remove the case cover. Okay, then now I'm going to remove all connectors that connects my components to the motherboard so that I can remove them smoothly. Then this is my DVD. Then also remove my hard disk drive from my system unit. This is a 500 GB hard disk drive. Then put it back into my case. Okay, store it somewhere. Then I'm going to remove my RAM from my motherboard. This is a 4 GB DDR3 RAM. So I make sure to disconnect all connectors attached to the motherboard that connects to other components before. As you can see, I'm trying to disconnect all connectors. I'm making sure to disconnect them while keeping them in order so that I can put them back smoothly. Then I'm going to unscrew this cooler from my CPU. Okay, remove its case, unscrew to separate it with my processor. Okay, disconnect from the motherboard. This paste is used to reduce heat while the processor is running. Okay, put it here. Now come to my processor. Remove my processor from my motherboard. Yeah, this is an Intel i5 processor, 3.7 gigahertz. Put it aside. It's a 4th generation. Okay, disconnect. Okay, now time to remove my motherboard. First disconnect the power supply. Okay, so I remove this case also. As you can see, these are USB ports. This is audio output, and this is the power button. Okay, first remove the fan. This is the fan. You can see, and then I'm going to unscrew in order to separate the motherboard from my case. Okay, I think I'm done unscrewing, so it's time to remove the motherboard. So I'm being gentle in order not to damage it. Okay, slowly, and I'm done. This is where the processor sits. These are RAM slots, which means I'm able to put 4 RAM chips into this computer. Okay, this is the CMOS battery. Okay, these are my USB ports. This is the internet cable, the Ethernet. These are the USB. Okay, this is the VGA port that outputs the display. This is the display ports. There are 2. These are the old mouse and keyboard connectors, or which were replaced by the USB. Okay, but they are still on. Now this is my empty case. yeah, with some connectors. This is the speaker, also separated. Now this is my case, and it's time to assemble it back. So we are going to put all these components that we have separated back into this case. Okay, firstly we are going to put the speakers, first clean them. Okay, then after I'm going to put it where it was before. As you can see, okay, I'm done. It's in the right position. I put the motherboard next. I'm going to first clean somehow. Then after, I'm going to remove these connectors or these wires below it to make sure I put it back gently. Okay. Make sure all wires are above because we are going to screw it gently. Make sure all the USBs are in this right position. The USB and the display ports that are behind. Okay, and after they are in the right position as I see. Then I'm going to screw it to the case so that it stays in the same position. So after screwing, I'm going to put the processor back, my Intel i5 3.7 gigahertz 4th generation processor back to where it's supposed to sit. Carefree, I sit it back. Put back its holder. Screw it so that it stays in the same position also. And now I'm going to bring back the heat cooler and the fan. I first connect the power supply back to the motherboard because the fan sits on top of all these wires. So if I first put the fan, then I will be unable to put back these connectors back to the system unit. Also connect this last one. Also connect the speaker. Make sure you look for where it sits properly. Okay, so I'll bring my fan back above the processor to hold it. I'll make sure I put it properly so that I can screw it to the motherboard. Okay, as you can see, I'm done screwing it. Then I bring back my RAM. I put it back to its slot carefully. I make sure it holds. Then bring this case for the fan, fix it well, and then I bring the fan, another fan, cooling fan. I put it where it's supposed to be. Okay, so I'm going to first remove this plastic case gently, and then I get enough space to put the cooling fan. Okay, as you can see. Then after, I'm going to put back this plastic case that holds wires. Okay, I'm going to put back this outer case. And then I'm going to put the hard disk. Let me first connect these SATA data cables. Back to the system unit, the motherboard. These are used to connect the hard disk and the DVD to the system unit. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my hard disk, put it back in its case. Then I fix it back to the system unit and make sure it is tight. Put back the DVD reader to where it's supposed to be, gently. As you can see, it fits well. Then I connect it back. I make sure every data cable goes into its port where it's supposed to be, and not force things where they don't fit. Then this is a complete. I'm done assembling it back. Now let's go on and test it and see whether everything is working very well. First, put back the case, the cover. Okay, this is it. After disassembling and assembling it back, get my power supply, put it, connect it to the system unit, and then put it in electricity. But I got a problem after putting it in electricity. As you can see, it does not power on. Yeah, it fails to power on. As you can see, even if I press the power button, it doesn't power on. And yet the fan is, you can see it is on, the power supply is on, but it is off here. It doesn't power on. So I had to fix that. After troubleshooting, I found out that the problem was the RAM. I had pressed it back wrongly, so I had to pull it out and first put back the power, and then the computer went on. You can see it is now on. So the problem was the RAM that I had pressed in maybe a dead slot, so I had to change another slot and see. So after putting it back, connected it back to power, and it started. The fan is on and the computer is on also. So meaning the problem was with the RAM. I changed another slot. So connected the VGA port to the monitor, as you can see, and I got the display. Yeah, now let's go and test and see whether all components are in. Go to the system about, and you can see my processor is on the first generation CPU, 3.1 gigahertz, 64 bits. Done. Thank you for watching.